Hello family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, as always, I like to say thanks to all of our new subscribers. Thanks for liking and sharing the content. I appreciate you guys so much. Remember guys, if you are here because you want to make some money and retire early. But you don't have to retire early. You can just take the financial independence part, make that money, and keep on doing whatever you're doing, whatever works for you. Okay guys, also remember, I'm a 52-year-old man that makes video about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. Okay, even though we're working on, growing this platform, bringing people on and stuff like that to have conversations, that is still in work in progress. But for now, you're just gonna have to deal with me. Okay, the not so funny Edwin. Okay. Anyway, guys, today it was like a little, how do I say, it was a little crazy. Right, the market started off, the market opened, and I checked my account. I was already down like $3 grand. I was like, okay, it's gonna be one of those days. Okay, but sometimes it'd be either 10 grand instead of 2 or 3 grand. But at the end of the day, the portfolio did decent. We did not. Well, I almost said we didn't lose money today, but that was a lie. We're down, right? Portfolio is down, but we're only down like $2,000 something in the portfolio, which is great. We got some dividend coming into the portfolio on Friday, and we already know that Messi is paying $1.47, and I have Messi and other stuff in my portfolio. So, I think I'm in a good position now. I did buy some stuff today, but I did sell some stuff also today in my portfolio, right? I had because it is the past tense. Yeah. I had to sell AQN, I think is that what it was. Let me see. Let me double check. Let me double check that, because this stuff is showing me some dividend already that is coming into the portfolio. But I don't want to see dividend. I want to see what I sold, so I can be correct. All right, so I had $6,000 worth of AQN. I bought this position over a year ago, and then they kind of took a dive, but I held on to it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hold on to it. It's still paying dividend, even though they cut the dividend. So I held on to it until yesterday. I was checking my portfolio and I was like, okay, this looked like a good candidate to sell. So not only that, I held on to it for a year, but when I sold that position, I made $1,000+ profit on that position, which is great. I had 1,000 shares. So what I did was I round up my JEPQ and my JEPI, my JEPI and my JEPQ. I rounded it up to $10,000 each in those positions, right? One was at 7 something, other one was at 8 something, and I rounded it up to 10,000 each, right? And then I spent another 2,000 on ULTY, and that was it. Okay, so I sold that position, which, like I said, was $6,000, and then I split that up between those 3 positions, right? And what I sold, and it's going to bring in more dividend than what it was bringing in before, and it's going into funds other than ULTY that is more stable. But ULTY is one of my income producers, so for now we need to break that up. And now this is my what you call it, Fidelity portfolio. Okay, so as you guys can see, right, this is after hours now. I'm bringing this video. It's almost 4 o'clock here, which is almost 5 o'clock Eastern time, right? Today is my daughter's birthday, right? She turned 4 months, 2 years and 4 months today. So every month on her birthday, we celebrate her birthday. Now, I forgot to get the cake. Her mom forgot to get the cake. So, but I'm gonna take the blame for it because I'm the one who's driving, and it just rained, and I don't think I'll be driving to go out in the rain. We might just take a taxi or something, run to the store, get her a cake for her to blow up the candle. She loved that, and that would just make her day. But while Daddy's trying to make his baby day, you can see Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, These positions are up. Tesla is down 3.56%. Look like Meta is up, good, and Amazon is up, good. Okay, I'm saying good, right? But let's look at some crypto real quick. Okay, guys, this dividend that's coming in, man. Already, the dividend that's coming in already, it looks like it's gonna be the business. The dividend that's coming already. So I'm excited about that, and we got a few $100s in dividend already in my big boy portfolio. Now I was like, maybe we're gonna hit that big number, but I don't think we're gonna do as much money as we did last month for Misty, because Misty. Anyway, you know what? Let's look at some crypto. I don't want to start rambling. Now, crypto is down, right, to $104,000. Bitcoin is down to $104,000. In the last hour, they're down 0.31%. The last 7 days, 2.38%. In the last 24 hours, 1.6%. All right. BNB, the same. They're down 0.55%, 55%. And they're up in the last 24 hours, 0.46%. The last 7 days, 3.25%. So you see these things goes up and down. And my retired early crypto is down. It dropped down like 3 or 4 spots, which is, you know, it just gave me an opportunity to buy a little bit more and keep it moving. Okay. That's all. We're just gonna buy a little bit more, keep it moving. Look at my Shiba; it's getting smaller and Bitcoin's getting big. So it's down. Well, it's down. It is down, but it's down to rank 19, 7.54 billion with a B. That's a lot of money. Now, some people say this is a scam. It's not real. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but for me, this is my retired early money right there. I'm just waiting for that thing to drop a few more zeros. I might have to wait a few more years, maybe another 10 years maybe, but it's going to get there at some point, right? And when it does, I'm going to have a lot of money, a lot of crypto money. Now, during the day, the portfolio went down. It was down, right? Where we are? Portfolio from 8 something a.m. It kind of went down, took a dump, and all the way to where the market closed. Where the market closed, somewhere over here. To where the market closed, my portfolio was down $8.63. Now after hours, is down $5.48. So, you add us together, we're looking at about what, $13, $14 and change, right? $14 and change. So we're down $14 and change, but we're still getting dividend on Friday. Now tomorrow we're gonna see. The market did kind of hold its own today, even though it's down. But tomorrow we're gonna see how much of a sell-off we're gonna get from these positions that are paying dividend, and how it's gonna affect the portfolio. Okay. Now, I didn't buy anything here because I don't have no cash in here. I only bought in my big boy portfolio, my Fidelity account. That's why I bought today. And I got to make a separate video. I got good news, right? I'm gonna make a full video about this on my other channel. I did get my Colombian visa approved. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Day before yesterday. I got it approved day before yesterday, right? Day before was on Monday. Yeah, I got it approved day before yesterday, and but yesterday was a holiday here, so of course I got the notification yesterday, and then today my attorney sent me a screenshot of my visa for 3 years. I guess after 3 years, and then I can submit my paper again to get my Colombian citizenship. But for now, I got a 3-year visa, which is cool. No rush, because I didn't do the investment visa. I did visa based on my daughter. So I just want to share that with you guys, and I'm not going to go too deep into that because I'm going to talk about that on my other channel, the Retire and Realm channel. Okay, now in this other portfolio, let's see, in this portfolio we're down $85.85 to be exact. How? No, that's combined. Yeah? Come on, why is it moving slow? Is it me? My internet is just. Oh, okay, come on now. I'm like, I don't need another issue with my internet. Okay, so we're down $85.85 in this portfolio, and as you guys can see, everything else look the same, right? Once we get some money in this portfolio, come Friday, we will be adding positions to this portfolio. Guys, you know, I try to keep it simple, right? When the money come in, some of the money is reinvested automatically, and some of the cash sit around and hang out. I have 229 Misty, so times $1.47. You smart people, y'all do the math, right? So I'm gonna have over what, $300 something coming in to my portfolio. Yeah, we have about three something, whatever it is, coming into the portfolio, and I can't complain. I appreciate that. And I was like, you know what, I need to reinvest more of this money, but of course I got a car payment coming in about what, 6 days or so, so I would need to throw some money into this account anyway, so I might as well just leave that money from Misty there, or if I can transfer the money early, then I will transfer the funds early, and I don't have to worry about the funds for Misty, because we can reinvest that to collect more dividend, you know, next Friday. Okay, that's what we do. We collect money. We're in the business of collecting money, and right now business is booming. I was just talking to my daughter mom, and I was like, you know what, I've been like bumping the idea around of selling my property in Colombia here, because I'm buying another property in another city where there's less tourism and stuff like that. And I was like, this property is $200 something sitting in this property that I'm collecting maybe 10 grand a year or so, that I have to pay taxes and deal with issues. I should just sell it. You know, sell it, throw that money into my portfolio, right? And collect maybe 10 grand a month instead of 10 grand a year, and double my portfolio pretty much, right? And push me faster to having that $1 million in cash in my portfolio. So, you know, and I said, I've been thinking about this for a while. Probably about 3 or 4 months now, if not longer. I had somebody who wanted to buy it, but they were trying to lowball me, of course. I was like, yeah, this is my money. This is not money that this is not an inheritance somebody gave me, where I just like, yeah, let me just sell it for this price and, you know, and do whatever. No, this is my money I put in here that I work hard for. Okay, so guys, in this portfolio, right, I was just telling you guys, I bought a few things, right? When I started the video, I sold AQN, and I bought some JEPI, JEPQ, and some ULTY. All right, I spent $2 grand into ULTY, $2,200 into JEPI, $1,400 into JEPQ. Okay, to kind of equal as far as the cost between those two. I have $10,000 invested in each of those account positions, and that should increase the income in those positions, right? And then, like I said, we work our way up little by little as I transition from my high risk stuff and kind of trimming the portfolio down. Even though, like I say, I like to have a lot of positions in my portfolio, because, you know, if they're paying me $100 a month and I got 100 of them, you guys are a lot of smart people, you know that's enough money for me to chill and do good. And I have a lot of positions that pay me a lot more money, that we need to, you know, scale it down. And maybe we're gonna, I don't know, maybe we're gonna still reach that $40,000+ mark this month. But If we don't, I'm still okay with it because I'm not tripping. But I think it's gonna be a little tough to get to that 40K a month this month. But from the look of what we have currently in the portfolio to what's coming in for this week, I mean, like I said, it's not as much as we did last month, right? When I'm doing the comparison, but it's close enough. It's close enough, right? It's close enough. And that's all matters, right? It's close enough. We are getting there, little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And I do have, where is it? I think my CLM and CRF, those two positions, I definitely need to start putting more money into those two, so I can get them to $100, right? Because I'm close with JEPI and JEPQ as far as getting those to $100. Now I need to work on my other positions, getting them to $100. You know, like I said, it's a work in progress, right? It's a work in progress. You know, JEPI is close. JEPQ is already at $100 in dividend. So with what I just purchased, should get me closer with JEPI to $100. So, and once we get to $100, guys, you know, we go to the next thing and start working. And I would just let that reinvest. That money going to be going back into the positions to grow the positions. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we continue to make the money. And when we need the money, we can pull the money out of the positions. But we need to build in a solid, what you call it, backbone, right? Somebody asked me the other day, said, man, what about the NAV? I was like, what about NAV? You know, yes, NAV erosion, when you invest in these high yield, extreme high yield dividends, like I call them, yes, we do focus on the NAV. But also, when I'm looking at how much money is coming into the portfolio and how much money we're down, and if I'm generating more money than what we're going down, I mean, I can always dollar cost average to cut down, you know, how much the portfolio is down. And then eventually when I get to a point I don't feel comfortable anymore, I just sell out of it and go to the next position. You know, this is nothing personal. This is all about making money. It's nothing personal. And you guys know, we don't need a lot to live a good life. We just need a little, not a lot of. Not a lot of, just a little, okay? But this thing said 43, the other one said 45. So I think it's a good estimate on where we're going to be this month. Now, as you can see, this is going to adjust because of what I've sold and bought. I haven't done it yet, but it's going to adjust at some point, either tomorrow. This amount is going to be different, but you know what? The bottom line is we are building generational wealth for the family, right? That's what we're doing. We're doing everything we do on in this channel, on this in my portfolio. I do it for my children, for my family, right? That's the most important thing to me, because I have lived a wonderful life up to this point, and I am continuing to live a great life. But you know, when you go through certain things, you don't want your kids to go through that, so you do certain things to help them. But sometimes they look at it as, this old man is just driving me crazy. So sometimes you have to back up and give them time to experience life a little bit, and maybe, hopefully, they don't go too far where you can pull them back. You know, it's just that simple. Okay, guys. So the income, like I said, overall estimated is about 45. Now, we do have income coming into the portfolio on Friday. I already told you guys, from the look of it, it's not as much as what we got last month. So that means it's less. Last month, this time, we generated $14,000 plus. I don't know how much we're going to generate this month, but from some of the numbers, it doesn't look like it. But on Saturday, we're going to do that video Saturday. I might do the video on Friday and then just set it to go out early morning on Saturday, because on Friday I will be traveling. So yeah, Friday I'm traveling, Saturday I'm traveling. So that way Friday or Saturday, but for sure Saturday. But that way, if I have to travel, that video already be done. If I leave Friday, it's probably going to be better for me because I get an extra day to myself. I can get home before the weekend ends. I can get back to Villavicencio on Sunday. If I leave Saturday, then it's going to throw me back a day because it's like, you know, I'm not driving all night, so it's going to take at least 24 hours plus driving. And your boy need to rest. I'm old. Okay? Your boy got to get his beauty sleep. So that's where we are. But I'm for sure can do the video on Friday or Thursday night, tomorrow night, because some of the income is still coming in. But that way, if something else comes in before Friday, I wouldn't know. So, but since I'm traveling on Friday, I'll make the Friday video when I get to my next stop, and then I can make the video for Saturday at that point. So it don't need to rush. I need just to make sure I have close to what's coming into the portfolio, so I can give you guys close to the right amount. As you can see, this thing did adjust itself, right? It changed. Did it change, or I'm going cuckoo? All right. It looks like somebody at the door ringing the doorbell. But this is where we are right now, guys. So you guys know I try my best to be very, very transparent 100% of the time, because when I started this community, it was to give back to the people who watch this channel, who's afraid to invest in the future. So me doing this was my way of, to say you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So this way I can bring the water to you, and I still can make you drink. You got to drink because you want to, because it's good for you, because it's going to get you to the next level. I've watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, and I see people talking about, I travel outside the country and I ran out of the money and I have to come back to the US and work. And I sit there and be like, how much money did you travel with that you ran out of money? Because for me, right, my goal when I started this thing was $24,000, right? $24,000 was what I needed to be at, right? And right before I start adding more extreme high yield to my portfolio, I was at 23,000 plus. If you guys go back and look at my video back probably about a year ago now, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, I was right around that, right? And I started adding more high yield to my portfolio. I had to give me something to drink. That I started adding more extreme high yield because it's freaking 100-something%, 90-80%. That's extreme to me. I started adding those to my portfolio. Of course, that's push up the income and everything else. Now, I had a portfolio that was generating me almost $9,000 in Robinhood. I transferred that portfolio to Fidelity. Okay, I had another portfolio in Charles Schwab that was generating $3 or $4 grand. Right? I transferred that portfolio to Fidelity. Reason why? Because I was trying to get rid of margins. Because if I had margin issues, I had it all my portfolio, because in the beginning, new to margins, I figured, yeah, I'll just buy. Now I still have that problem now, but I'm rectifying it a little by little, and hopefully, right? That's why you guys see me. I'm not buying stuff. I'm not buying a bunch of positions like I used to, because I'm trying to get at least my portfolio back to 50%, right? And the sooner we get to 50%, the sooner we can get to 51, 52, 53. And so the market is kind of up and down. One day the market's good, next day the market's down. It's kind of worrisome, right? So the goal is just to get the portfolio back to 50%. And then, if I don't buy nothing, which is tough, if I don't buy nothing, which is hard to do, right? You see me now, I'm selling stuff that I already have, and then taking that and reinvesting into something else, right? That's what I'm doing now. Stuff that was losing at some point and gotten back, but the dividend is lower. I'm selling out of that, putting that into something that's, I think, is a lot better, that the dividend is more consistent, so we can grow the portfolio. Getting to 60K, yes, it's a good thing. If I can get to 60K, that probably will be it for a long time, right? Next year, I'll have a different goal. It won't be getting higher per se, but it will be eliminating my debt, right? So right now, 35, 40,000, 60,000. If I get to 60K for the month and push past that number a little bit, then my goal for next year will be eliminating all of my debts, right? All of my debts I have in the U.S. That including paying off my houses or selling them, right? Because like I said, it's, I want to do more traveling outside of the U.S., outside of Colombia, maybe go spend some time in Europe. So now that my daughter is younger, it's easier to travel with her because she's not in like regular school yet. Everything she's doing the training, learning from house, which is kind of tough sometimes. But your boy can be able to travel and get outside, of this, Colombia. I love Colombia. I just got my residency in Colombia, so which is good. But to grow my wings and fly a little bit more. That's why I did all this hard work, so I can be able to enjoy it. Okay, guys. So you can see the portfolio is growing. It was at 8.2 a couple of days ago or yesterday, and now it's at 8. Like I say, I'm still gravy. I'm still gravy. 1.2, 2 point, whatever. By the time I retire, having 2 million portfolio value of 2 million is my goal. Okay, sorry, over here. It's my goal. Okay, having that 2 million is the goal for me. Now, even though this thing estimate says 3 portfolio value at 3,500,000. So 3.5 million, that's a million, that's 1.5 million more than what I'm hoping to get to. Okay, now the sooner I get there, the sooner I'm diversifying my portfolio. So as the more money coming into the portfolio, as the portfolio continue to grow, I am diversifying my portfolio, right? So in 5 years, we're gonna have $5 million estimate in the portfolio, right? Which is great. That's all the way up here. Okay. That's 2.7 million a year in income, guys. This is, someone like, how can you keep this up, guys? It's simple, because as these coins, as these extreme high yield position come about, there's more being created. So we own it. Like I said, it's nothing personal, right? As we get closer to some of these positions, as they continue to go down, we sell out of them, right? And your boy, I'm not going to say, but I will let y'all know when I do my first call puts or whatever. Whenever I do that, I'm going to wait to see if I'm going to lose the money or not. And I'm going to share that with y'all. But for now, I ain't saying nothing. If I done it or haven't done it, I'm not saying nothing. But whenever I collect that first check, if I lose or not, then I will share the information. Okay? Because I don't want you guys asking me, so Edwin, how do you do? How do you do? No. I'll just let y'all know when it happened, how it happened, play by play. Okay. So guys, like I say all the time, start where you're comfortable. Do not start with like where I start from, right? Don't start like that. Well, start like I started, because I started with the regular lower yield positions, and then after 4+ years, then I start adding more of this extreme high yield to push my portfolio income wise up. Now that I got the income to where it's great, right? The next option will be to fix the margin thing, right? I don't want to have 50% margin, maybe 20%, 15%, 10%. I think that's good, right? For me, even 20% is good. I think 20% margins is good, because that my portfolio be over $1 million. It's easier to pay the margin down faster. And then when I start doing all of these couple calls myself, against some of the stuff that I already have, and I can pay back the margin faster and make this $100 and something thousand that my portfolio is currently down back faster. Okay, guys. Now, you guys know, right? I tell you all the time, dividend kings and dividend aristocrats is the best way to start when you are new, as you are learning, because those companies been around for 20 plus to 50 plus years paying dividend. Okay, so you know, when you have those positions, you don't have to worry about your money going willy-nilly somewhere that you don't want it to go. Okay, as you continue to learn, right? And I say all the time, don't do margins. If you're going to do margins, you need to understand margins, because when you have somebody else's money, you just want to spend it. When the market is good, margin is great. But when the market start doing tariffs and all this other stuff, it is not too good, because you got to pay that money back. Especially when you buy something at $10, now it's $9 or $8 or $7. If people want their money back, right? You got to pay the money back, or they're going to sell your stuff to pay that money back. Okay, that's why I moved my portfolio from Charles Schwab, from Robinhood, and put them all in one place, to where I don't have to pay 3 or 4 different margin calls when they happen. Now, since I did that transfer over, I haven't had to pay a dime to margin calls. I have gotten margin call, the notification, right, saying margin call, but then the next day it goes away, and I didn't have to add in the money. They didn't sell none of my stuff. Since they sold my stuff that one time, I've been paying more attention to it, and we've been doing decent to where we haven't had any issues. So guys, continue to invest, start slow, work your way up, right? And you're going to get there. If you have time, then you're good. If you don't have time and you have $500,000, I would say go half and half. Go half risky and half not risky. Now, if you're going to be living in the U.S., I don't know what to tell you. But you got to do what works for you. Okay? This is not financial advice, guys. Okay? This is not financial advice. I'm just another old guy talking about my portfolio. Okay, guys? So remember, do what you got to do. Okay? Do it for you. All right, let's see here. Now, you know, I'm just a dividend passport bro. People like, Edwin, why'd you get yourself that name, dividend passport bro? Because, you know, it's simple. I'm a passport bro, and I do dividend investment. Simple, right? It's simple, like, oh, passport bro ain't got no money. Well, that's the business. You know, for dudes that probably to have fun, we want to do, that's on them. Okay, I'm not here begging for no money, but that don't mean if you guys give me money, I'm not going to take it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not begging, but if you give me some money, I'm going to accept it and say thank you, and I'm going to put it to good use to make more money, and in return help somebody else. You know, that's what we do, right? We invest for our family, but then we give back to where it's needed most, right? Not just keep giving somebody something and then you know they don't need it. They're just going to come back and do more begging. Okay, guys, remember to like and share the content. Okay, we have we got what, 80-some% people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Remember to join our Discord. Also, the link is going to be in the description below. All right, I appreciate you guys, and we're going to do this again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll make up for the loss today. I don't know, but you know, we might be down another $2,000 or $3,000 tomorrow. Who knows? But if we are, it's okay. If we up, that's even better, right? But until then, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out. I love you. Deuces.